Good afternoon, Muskies. I'm Alyssa Metz.
And I'm Jack Vandertol, and this is Xavier News.
From the Xavier University Television Studio, this is Xavier News.
Efforts to search for America's only living prisoner of war currently held by the Taliban could be delayed if the U.S. and Afghanistan governments cannot agree on a vital security pact. The Obama administration has set a new deadline of January 28th for Afghan President Hamid Karzai to sign the agreement, which would provide U.S. troops with protections they need in order to stay after 2014. But few think the unpredictable Afghan president will sign before he leaves office in April. And military experts say that without an agreement, all U.S. troops will likely be pulled from the country at the end of this year. For Sergeant Bo Bergdahl, who was captured by the Taliban in 2009 and traded to a Haqqani group in Pakistan, currently hangs in the balance for failure to sign the security agreement could be a death sentence, officials say, as it would make it increasingly difficult to track him and secure his safe release. A new video intercepted by the U.S. government marks the first time Bergdahl has been seen in 3 years. The proof of life shows a prisoner who is in deteriorating health, which has U.S. defense officials worried. Bergdahl's parents have made multiple pleas to both his captors and the Pentagon for the promise of a safe release back home. We will keep you updated as this story unfolds.
A deadly shooting in an Indiana grocery store has left 3 people dead. Sean Bayer opened fire in Martin's supermarket, killing 2 women, a customer and a store employee. Now, police shot and killed Bayer before he was able to take any more lives. New information has revealed that the shooter may have had some sort of personal connection to both of these women. Now, other store employees reported to have seen Bayer in the store previous times, but the actual relationships between he and these deceased women have yet to be determined.
An 11-year-old girl is dead as a result of an argument gone wrong. Cincinnati locals DeAndre Kelly and Christina Lanza got into an argument Sunday that ended in Kelly firing shots into the air. Kelly and Lanza's daughter, Shantae Lanza, was upstairs hiding in a bedroom when she was hit by one of the bullets fired. Kelly is currently residing in custody. His request to attend his daughter's funeral has been denied.
Now, as the spring semester is in full swing, some of the upperclassmen students were welcomed back to a wet and not so welcome surprise to their return to campus. Last week, sub-zero temperatures created a slew of plumbing problems in buildings across the campus. Now, in the Commons apartments in particular, a sprinkler line burst on the morning of January 8th, causing water to flood in a number of inches, soaking throughout all floors of the building, affecting dozens of student apartments. Now, repairs began immediately. However, the damage done caused all room numbers ending in 11 to 20 on all floors to be closed until this past Sunday. Now, students living on the 4th floor who reportedly received the worst of the outbreak were relocated to a provisional housing at the Hyatt Regency in downtown Cincinnati, along with being provided with strip-ins to help with food and transportation costs. They were all allowed to move back into their apartments on January 15th. Now, despite this major inconvenience, the university is not expected to provide any reimbursement or compensation for the damages.
The popular documentary film Blackfish has been making waves, specifically against the very establishment the film emphasizes, which may prove to be the point. A long list of musical acts, including Pat Benatar and the Beach Boys, have canceled shows that were scheduled as part of the SeaWorld's Bands, Blues, and BBQ in February and March. The entertainers' exodus from SeaWorld's calendar began soon after CNN broadcast the documentary Blackfish in October. The film tells the story of the killing of a SeaWorld trainer by an orca in 2010. It raises questions about the safety and humaneness of keeping killer whales in captivity. Online petitions and social media postings targeted the acts who had signed on to play at the park. SeaWorld has, of course, gone on to refute the film numerous times, claiming that the documentary fails to note the park's conservation efforts and research. The controversy did not appear to dampen their profits of the parent company. Propelled by fourth quarter attendance, SeaWorld expects an estimated $1.46 billion in revenue for fiscal year 2013. The company announced Monday.
And in entertainment news, the nominations for the 86th Annual Academy Awards were announced in Los Angeles yesterday, with Gravity and American Hustle leading the pack with 10 nominations each, with 12 Years a Slave following with 9 nominations respectively. The trio will compete for Best Picture in a category that this year, which also has 9 entrants, including Captain Phillips, Dallas Buyers Club, Her, Nebraska, Philomena, and The Wolf of Wall Street. Now, many favorites from this past year were recognized, notably Matthew McConaughey for Dallas Buyers Club, Sandra Bullock for Gravity, and Jennifer Lawrence for American Hustle, as well as many relative newcomers to the pact, including Barkhad Abdi for Captain Phillips, Lupita Nyong'o for 12 Years a Slave, and Sally Hawkins for Blue Jasmine. Now, here's a spotlight on a film which I very much came to like, Lone Survivor. Here's a clip from my movie review show, The Golden Reel Review. Take care. Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of my movie review show, The Golden Reel Review, with your host, Jack Vandertol. Now today we're going to be talking about Lone Survivor, director Peter Berg's epic war film based off the autobiography by Navy SEAL Marcus Luttrell. The film stars Mark Wahlberg, Taylor Keach, and Emil Hirsch. The film follows 4 Navy SEALs on a covert operation to take out a high-ranking member of Al-Qaeda in the mountains of Afghanistan in June of 2005. Now based on true events, the film comes to depict the team's mission, which comes to be threatened with compromise. They have a choice, whether to follow the rules of engagement, however, at the possible cost of risking the lives of their fellow man and very much their brothers. Now, this film very effectively details how sometimes our choices come back to haunt us. And obviously, being in wartime, the costs are more than we can really even imagine. This is a very realistic and gritty war film. It's down, it's dirty, it's violent, it's at times brutal. However, it's one of the most realistic war films that I believe that I've ever seen. I very much commend director Peter Berg for bringing this remarkable story of Marcus Luttrell to the screen. And I've always been a fan of Mark Wahlberg, but I truly feel like that this is one of his strongest performances and ultimately one that he'll be probably most proud of in the years to come. Lone Survivor is a wonderful, epic war film, and truly at the end, you will come to be inspired by the valiant message that this has and the appreciation for these men who lay their lives on the line for us. They truly are our heroes. I give Lone Survivor 3 out of 4 stars, and it's currently playing in theaters everywhere. I highly recommend you to go see it. And until next time, this is Jack Vandertol with the Golden Reel Review. Back to you guys in the studio. Great movie. Now, the 86th Annual Academy Awards will be broadcast live at the Dolby Theater on March 2nd on ABC.
Well, that's all from this desk. We'll be right back with Allison in the Sports Report.
Hi, Glenn. Can you hear me now? Hello, Xavier fans. My name is Alex. Yeah, I'm good. Okay. Can you see the chords on my... Hello, Hello Xavier fans, I'm Allison Martin and welcome to another edition of the Xavier Sports Report. In prime time, the Xavier swim team dived into their first meet of 2014 against IUPUI and Ball State last Friday. The men both won dual meets while everyone made a significant contribution to their wins. They captured 2 of the top 3 spots in the 200 medley and the 200 free. Arthur Smith and Will Oswald respectively touched 2nd and 3rd. The men were able to keep their winning streak during the 100 breaststroke, with Eric Futcher coming in 2nd and Rob Von Kirk finishing not far behind in 3rd. The women, however, fell to both IUPUI and Ball State while claiming 4th place finishes across the board. Next, both the men and the women will compete against DePaul today at 5:30 right here on campus. On the field, the men's soccer team has received some exciting news for 2 of their players. Senior Matt Walker has signed with the Columbus Crew of Major League Soccer, and senior Nick Haglin was selected 10th overall by Toronto FC. Matt Walker made a 4-year appearance for Xavier, scoring 26 goals and assisting 24. As for Nick, he had been a vital part of the men's soccer program. In his 4 seasons, he started in 81 matches, played over 7,200 minutes, and finished with 4 goals and 11 assists. He also recorded 31 shutouts as the leader of the back line throughout his 4 years. Both Matt and Nick have been part of a group of players that has really put Xavier soccer on the map. Congratulations, boys. Now onto the court, the women's basketball team has struggled a bit in their last 2 games, falling to Creighton and Marquette. During the Creighton game, Xavier opened with a quick 5-0 run. The Blue Jays, however, responded with a run of their own, taking a 10-7 lead. Xavier ended the half down by 10 and were unfortunately unable to make a recovery. Sophomore Brianna Clover finished with a team high of 12 points, while Shatira Hawks finished with 7 points and 7 assists. The women's team now has an overall record of 7-10 and 2-3 in the Big East. Next, the girls face Providence tomorrow at 2 p.m. in the Cintas Center. As for the men's team, they captured an outstanding win against Georgetown this past Wednesday. The Musketeers made an impressive comeback from a 17-point deficit to defeat the Hoyas 80-67. The Hoyas took control of the first half, leaving the crowd quiet and entering the locker room with a 42-29 lead. The Musketeers, however, kept fighting and found new momentum in the second half. Dee Davis and Justin Martin hit crucial threes to close the deficit, bringing the crowd back to their feet. Xavier finished the game on a 44-14 run, with Samaj Christian and Dee Davis dominating with a combined 35 points. Christian, the high scorer, was 9 of 12 and also had 4 rebounds and 1 assist. The Georgetown win has brought the men's team record to 14-4 overall and 4-1 in the Big East. But the Musketeers will head back on the road to face the DePaul Blue Demons in Chicago, Illinois on Monday at 4 p.m. You can watch the game on Fox Sports Ohio, and don't forget to stay tuned to GoXavier.com for the latest basketball news. Well, that's it for another edition of the Xavier Sports Report. Best of luck to all our Xavier athletes out there this week. On behalf of everyone in the studio, I'm Allison Martin. Have a good weekend.